Hello, here's another episode of I'm Overloaded, and today we are going to be talking about the Overloaded Kingdom and the information that I want to give you about being overloaded and how, there is a little bit of overload in eating because it can overload your tummy and it can make your tummy sick. So yes, there is a little bit of overload in eating. We probably went over enough things and enough objects that can overload my brain. This show is now about how I'm overloaded and how things can overload me due to their depression of overload and sadness. The information overload seeks into overloading brains, on the other hand. But if you notice, the information overload was the secret, is that you can have your brain get overloaded easily if you're not careful. Going to the Kessler Center is good, and doing a little bit of schoolwork is good, a little bit, but if you're not careful, it can overload your brain, and that makes it extremely dangerous for you. However, if your brain overloads in a millisecond, you might lose. You might lose it, because your brain might overload in a millisecond. Now we have reported to this virus, this new expandable virus, is that it says if you don't remove the overload within 15 minutes, and if you don't close out the math program or the math tab within 15 minutes, your mental computer will destroy everything in the school, such as April's smartboard and also the iPad. So you have to remove the overload. You have to remove the overload. You have to quickly go and fix the overload problem before it tries to blow up in your face. Now it would be useful to see a supercomputer blow up in April's face, like it would catch fire, because of all the data on a regular basis that we're processing. Like a processor would caught fire, a processor would catch on fire because you're giving it bad inputs. Now, if Emmanuel does bring me a phone on Monday that I could keep and play with, then I would have to ask my teacher if I can upload to YouTube in school to watch what happens. That is right. They are going to give me a setup answer. And if I get a setup answer, then they could get electrocuted, because my computer may be be conducting heat from that surrounding of them getting electrocuted for putting a setup answer on a computer. However, a supercomputer blows up in April's face. A supercomputer catches on fire. It lights up on fire, and it gets super hot to the touch. A supercomputer could blow up in April's face and burn her shirt into burn ashes, which also it could even set the classroom too on fire. So that's why you gotta be extremely careful of what you're asking people in school, because if that catches on fire, it can kill everybody in the school. If that supercomputer overloads, then it could catch on fire and it could kill everybody in the school. So we probably have to turn it off, give it a break, and don't download programs on it because it can catch on fire. I can see that I have reported that my computer has been overloaded by a bunch of morning meeting tabs. Now I found out that my computer was overloaded with a bunch of morning meeting tabs, which makes me want to pull out a knife on April, because I got all of these morning meeting tabs, and then I found out that these morning meeting tabs were not good. We have to close these tabs immediately, or otherwise the computer can get hot or sick. We have to close these tabs immediately, or otherwise the computer could get sick. I can probably be overloaded by a lot of things in Classroom 2. Oh, I got one. If I am in House B, then it's going to be extremely worse, because then I'm gonna have to do work no matter if I'm not in school, or no matter if I'm gonna have to do a lot of work rather if I'm in school or not. This is a dangerous overload. They give you a bunch of work and they work you to death, and then you get so hot to the touch where the supercomputer gets so hot to the touch where you have to turn it off. Like, give it a break or give it some free time. Let it do its recess. Recess to reset. Because something is getting extremely hot where it's going to burn down House B. This may set House B into flames. It may set all the rooms in House B on fire. It may light House B up on fire. Then House B is going to be lit in flames because they overloaded a computer that was not able to take in all the information from that of a sentence. They overloaded my human computer and they broke it. So now I had to get a receipt to get it fixed so that the problem is removed from the system. If I couldn't reset the machine, then guess what? It would start to be corrupted, or it would start to still have a virus. It will start to still be infected with the virus. That's where all of the misery and all of the suffering is done. When you can't bring your phone to school and you have to learn. However, it's a place to learn, not have technology. See, I know this. But if I go to living in House B, they're not gonna let me do any of that because I have to earn it. And I think that it's going to suck. Because they're going to do the worst thing. They're going to do the worst things that overload the computer. And I would tell them, no, stop it. You are downloading way too many things. Just like a mom would tell a brother, you're downloading way too many things on the laptop. Stop it. You're going to start a virus. So the mom would have to supervise the brother to make sure what websites they're going on, and to be in charge of what they're downloading and to watch out for what they're downloading, because they could be putting themselves at high risk of their computer being vulnerable to cyber attacks and malware and even all sorts of spyware. Even phishing sites and then scams once in a lifetime. Don't download on the computer. So yes, that's what I would tell April. I would tell April, I don't want you downloading nothing right now. You just saw I just went through a big problem. That's what I would tell April. I would tell April, look, April, stop downloading. Stop downloading. Because downloading is going to overload the computer. So yes, I would tell her, stop downloading stuff before you mess up the computer. And now, anyways, that's where the angry part. Now I hope they was able to get I hope they was able to get the antivirus software installed to prevent the computer from getting overloaded and becoming downloaded with viruses. But they were gonna call a tech to come fix the computer, and they were gonna call tech support to come repair an operating system that has crashed and it has got super dangerously hot, where everybody touches it and they press a button and then they get electrocuted and they get burned. They try to close a tab on it and they get shocked. So, anyways, guys, we are done talking about the overloaded supercomputer. Now we are going to talk about a new topic.